Welcome to the Safe Space. My name is Anthony, and in today's episode, we'll be talking about the Target controversy and the backlash that they're facing by some of the merchandise they decided they want to sell to children. So stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss it. Once again, welcome to the Safe Space. How's it going, everybody? So let's go ahead and dig into the topic at hand, all right? If you've been doing a little bit of reading this week or even, watching the news, whatever the case may be, then Target has been in the news every day for the past week, catching backlash due to their LGBTQ merchandise that they decided they want to sell to children. So although Target has carried out the whole Pride campaign, for many years, like many years, and received very small backlash over the years that they've been doing this year, it became a little different. It became a little bit more than people kind of expected, honestly. Now you might ask yourself, if they've been doing this for years and this is nothing that is new to them, why all of a sudden is this a big problem out of nowhere? So this time when they launched their Pride collection, it included like clothes and books for children. Now, these aren't just any kind of regular clothes or regular kind of books, okay? So what really angered customers this time is that Target was advertising and selling tuck-friendly and then extra crotch covered one-piece swimsuits to children, but Target claimed that those items were only being sold to adults. And even the books that they were selling stuff that had transgender issues in there and gender fluidity and all this kind of stuff that, let's be honest, like children can't process that. When it comes to children, their mind is so frail. So you know what you're doing when you put this stuff in front of them. You can't say, oh, this was an accident. No, it wasn't an accident. It was actually a planned strategic move to push a certain agenda, okay? You can't sit back and say, oh, well, let the kids decide. No, it doesn't work like that. These are children. Their mind doesn't process the way an adult's mind processes, all right? And I hate to say it like this, but their minds are still they're like mashed potatoes. It's like very mush. And not to use that in a bad way, but it's just to say that their minds are still being molded. They're still being, brought together. And once again, I'm not saying that like there's anything wrong with transgender or anything like that. Like, you are who you are. We got that. There's nothing wrong with that. But you can't be pushing this stuff up in the face of a child and expect for them to be able to perceive this for what it is. They don't know what's going on. If the kids knew what was really going on and they really saw this stuff and they could really look at it and see it for what it is and stuff like that, if their minds really process something this big of a magnitude, then they wouldn't need adults. They wouldn't need us to cook for them. They wouldn't need us to clean up behind them. They wouldn't need us to take them to school. They wouldn't need us to do anything for us because they'd already be there. And that's what I mean by you can't put this stuff in front of them and expect for them to be able to process it on a bigger scale, because that's not how it works. Their kids, their mind is still adolescent. This is clearly an example of grooming. All right. This is you guys pushing an agenda, and that's not cool. You had a woman that made a TikTok, right? And the TikTok blew up, became super famous. Okay. It got a lot of attention, and it was a greeting card that the woman had put on her TikTok, and the greeting card read, "So glad you came out." And there was a yellow onesie that she showed in the video as well that read, "Been proud," or like "being proud," or something of that nature. And it's like, what are you doing? So there's a guy that goes by the name of Eric Carnell who came out and said that he was one of the people who designed a lot of the items for Target, like bags, fanny packs, sweatshirts. And a lot of the stuff that he designed had the captions on there that read, "We belong everywhere," or "Too queer for here," or "Cure transphobia, not trans people." Like, this is stuff that he's putting on the merchandise that are being sold to the children. And this is where he got me at, right? He said his idea behind this and behind like designing these items to be like this because he wanted that to embrace a younger him. He wanted, like, I guess in the mindset of him, if he could tell his younger self something, it would be something of the lines that, like, it's okay to be you, or it's okay to feel like whatever. It's okay. Pretty much it's okay. But then you had people who actually went and found his Instagram, right? And when you got to his Instagram, they seen like occult imagery. They had skeletons, witches, Satan horns, stuff of that nature, like something that's very, very symbolic to what's going on, like to push an agenda, okay? And the overall picture of this is why Target is catching so much backlash, because when they pushed out this merchandise, when they pushed out this, these items, it started from the entrance of the store. So when you walk in, bam, it's right there in your face, right? All the way to the back, like literally all the way to the back of the store. So if it was really just as simple as wanted to be for kids, why is it being pushed in people's face so heavily? Why is it starting from the entrance of the store all the way to the back of the store? Like you trying to shop in peace, you going around the store, you're seeing it from this part, this corner, all the way until you check out and leave out of the exit. Like it's all in your face. You cannot sit here and tell me that that's not grooming in some sort. You cannot sit here and tell me that that's not pushing agenda of some sort. Got it. If you are who you are, transgender, bisexual, heterosexual, whatever the case may be, like no one's here to judge. You are who you are, okay? You love who you love, things of that nature. Like we can't change who you are, nor should anyone want to change who you are. But at the same time, you cannot push your beliefs or what you think is right on other people and expect for them to think and feel the same way that you do. You're always going to bump heads with somebody. That's just what it is. We're not all going to think alike. That's what makes us all different, okay? And what Target is doing is blatantly trying to push an agenda, trying to push a movement onto people and force them to feel and believe how they want them to feel. And that's just never going to be right. You're going to continue to run into these problems. You're going to continue to catch all this backlash. You're going to continue to lose money because at the end of the day, everyone's not going to believe in whatever movement you're pushing, all right? Everyone's not going to buy into the idea of, oh, that's cool. Or, no, I can see that. It's just not going to happen. But let me tell you what the people got really, really, really smart at, right? These are big corporations. You can't beat them by just being mad at them, okay? You can't beat them like that because they got enough equity in their businesses and they got enough, clout, business clout, where this is a small chink in their armor, right? They can afford to take that hit, right? But let me tell you, like I said, what the people really got smart at, right? They hit that pocketbook. Oh, they hit that pocketbook, right? It was reported that Target lost, I think, a total of like $9 billion in market value over consumers boycotting them over this, over the merchandise being sold. That was enough for them to go ahead and start pulling merchandise off of the show floor to go ahead and mitigate the situation as best as possible. Okay, because they know longevity now, over time, that this really could create a bigger problem than it is now. So the best way they can go ahead and mitigate it is to go ahead and start pulling stuff off. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make it seem like they're listening to the people when in reality it's not really that they're listening because they still have stuff that's out there on the floor that's a part of this agenda. It's just that they want people to see that they're hurt by this or that they're this and that, and they're just really trying to cover themselves, cover their business because $9 billion in a week of market share value, there's nothing to blink an eye at. And who knows if they let this go any further, how much that number could substantially increase. Well, guys, that's it for today's episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I really hope you enjoyed it. Leave your thoughts about it in the comments. Whether you liked the episode, what you didn't like about the episode, what are your thoughts about the topic? I just want to hear from you all and see what you got to say about it. Okay. And if you like the content that was given today, make sure you hit that subscribe button, press that bell notification. That way you're alerted to all the videos that I have coming in the future. So please join me in the next episode. But until then, take care and I'll see y'all later. But once again, welcome to the safe space.